welcome to a new episode of Alphabet Soup. It's been a while since you've seen us, but we've been super busy cooking up some great ideas for the show. How great is today going to be? Well, it's going to be huge, it's going to be magical, and it's going to be filled with all things dragons. Yes, that is correct, I said dragon. How cool is that? I know I'm tremendously excited, so what are we waiting for? Let's jump, or should I say fly right in as our journey along with the students from Heritage Elementary School as they saw some dragons of their own.
My name's Helen Belinsky, and I'm the exhibit manager here. We are at the Delaware Museum of Natural History in the Edric Exhibit Hall. This is a great place to bring your friends and your family, or just to explore on your own. What it talks about is the human and cultural connections that humans have with lizards, and it's turned out to be dragons. So it's dragons in mythology.
I'm Austin Conley, I'm the Tour and Outreach Coordinator. So this exhibit is Here Be Dragons. It's basically myth versus reality. So we have real lizards that really influence the human mythos of dragons throughout time. So dragons are something that you find in almost every culture, and this kind of explores what created them. I just think it's a wonderful opportunity to see things that you don't really get to see much in a museum. Like it's a living museum when things like this are here, and it gives those opportunities to really experience it firsthand instead of seeing pictures or watching it on television. This is up close and personal.
Way for them to get a little bit more hands-on experience and be able to see what they've been learning in class, and I think it's really awesome. I think it's also very cool to watch them get to play and learn new things and hear what some of them actually know that I didn't get to hear them say or tell me in the classroom, so it's cool.
I'm having a good time and it's fun, and I'm learning facts that I didn't know, and about the different kind of areas that animals can live in. Big Mama's my favorite here.
Many kids haven't ever seen a legless lizard, or some kids haven't seen dinosaur skeletons or fossils or anything like that. So the idea of seeing something like this and touching something like this is fascinating to them, and it's usually excitement is the big thing. The earlier I think that students and children are aware of natural sciences, the more invested they are. I like sharing these opportunities with as many people as I can, and that's kind of what we want to do here at the museum, is raise awareness for this kind of stuff and give students opportunities that we might not have gotten when we were younger, so that they can get more knowledge of science and hopefully pursue careers in this kind of stuff.
Wow! Who knew that there are so many types of creatures that might be the descendants of actual dragons? I know I didn't. Did you have a favorite one that you saw? Mine was Big Mama. She was scary looking. I know if I saw a dragon flying around, I sure hope it doesn't look like her. But that experience taught us a lot about dragons and dragons' lore. But there is one thing I am sure no one knows. What is it, you ask? Well, it happens to be the title of today's feature book by Adam Rubin, called Dragons Love Tacos, illustrated by Daniel Salamiri. Let's take a look.
Dragons Love Tacos by Adam Rubin, illustrated by Daniel Selmeri. Hey kid, did you know that dragons love tacos? They love beef tacos and chicken tacos. They love really big, gigantic tacos and teeny little baby tacos as well. Either way, if you want to make friends with dragons, tacos are key. Hey dragon, why do you guys love tacos so much? But wait, as much as dragons love tacos, they hate spicy salsa even more. They hate spicy green salsa and spicy red salsa. They hate spicy chunky salsa and spicy smooth salsa. If the salsa is spicy at all, dragons can't stand it. Why do dragons hate spicy salsa? Well, just one drop of hot sauce makes a dragon's ears smoke. Just one single speck of hot pepper makes a dragon snort sparks. Spicy salsa gives dragons the tummy troubles. And when dragons get the tummy troubles, oh boy. If you want to make tacos for dragons, keep the toppings mild. Tomatoes, lettuce, cheese. These are all good toppings for tacos for dragons. Hey dragon, how do you feel about spicy taco toppings? Dragons love parties. They like costume parties and pool parties. They like big, gigantic parties with accordions and teeny little parties with charades. Why do dragons love parties? Maybe it's the conversation. Maybe it's the dancing. Maybe it's the comforting sound of a good friend's laughter. Hey dragon, are you excited for the big taco party? Just remember, dragons hate spicy salsa. Before you host your taco party with dragons, get rid of all the spicy salsa. In fact, bury the spicy salsa in the backyard so dragons can't find it. These dragons love your taco party. They love the music, they love the decorations, they especially love the tacos. Congratulations! It's a good thing you got rid of all that spicy... Wait a second. What are those little green things in the salsa? You didn't read the fine print. Dragons, listen to me. Do not eat those tacos. Those little green specks in the salsa? Those are jalapeno peppers. They are super spicy. I know you love tacos, dragons, but you are not gonna love these tacos. Do not let those dragons eat those tacos. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Too late. Why would dragons help you rebuild your house? Maybe they're good Samaritans. Maybe they feel bad for wrecking it. Maybe they're just in it for the taco breaks. After all, dragons love tacos. The way to a dragon's heart is always through his stomach.
What an amazing book. Who knew dragons love tacos? And all kinds too. So if you want to lure a bunch of dragons to your party, you should definitely serve tacos. Buckets and buckets of tacos. But unfortunately, where there are tacos, there's also salsa. And if a dragon accidentally eats spicy salsa, oh boy, you're in red hot trouble.
Anyway, let's check in with our old friend Wally Wordsworth as he teaches us some important words that just happen to be associated with dragons. And no, tacos are not one of them. Take it away, Wally.
Good day, my good sir and maidens. 'Tis I, Sir Walter of Wordsworth, here on this fine morrow to enlighten and entertain you with some fantastic words that were commonplace when dragons walked the earth and round tables were all the rage. When was this, you inquire? Well, during medieval times, of course. What are medieval times, you ask? Well, medieval times, or the Middle Ages in Europe, was a long period of history from 500 AD to 1500 AD. That's 1,000 years. It covers the time from the fall of the Roman Empire to the rise of the Ottoman Empire. But more importantly, this was a time of castles and peasants, guilds and monasteries, cathedrals and crusades, and of course, dragons. So let's look at some fun words and learn their meanings. The first word is apprentice. An apprentice is someone who worked for a craftsman in order to learn what trade they did. The next word is castle. Do you know what a castle is? Sure you do. A castle is a large building that would keep people safe, and the person who lived there would be a lord or king. Other people who lived in a castle were called knights. Knights were warriors who rode a horse and wore heavy metal armor to protect them. They were rewarded with land and were required to protect the king when needed. The king, of course, was the top ruler in the land.
Hey,
Do you know how you could tell one knight from another under all that heavy armor? Well, that is our next term. It's called a coat of arms. A coat of arms is a symbol used by knights on their shield, banner, and armor. To protect the castle, sometimes there was a ditch dug around the perimeter of it, and it was filled with water, alligators, or even worse, dragons. That was called a moat. The last word I would like you to know is important because it would be what you all would be if you lived in medieval times. Can you guess what it is? It's a squire. A squire is a knight in training. The squire would take care of the knight's armor and weapons. He would also accompany the knight into battle. That sounds like hard work, but fun at times and rewarding as well. Well, there you have it, my young squires. I hope you had fun, but learned a little as well. Until next time, 'tis Sir Walter of Wordsworth, signing off.
Now you know a whole bunch of interesting words. Some you may have already known, some you may not have. But did you know all the information about those words that Wally shared with you? I'm sure you also had a page or something you turned after reading any book, didn't you? Speaking of books, let's check in with some of our great friends who read some amazing books on dragons that they want to tell you about. Kids on Books, Take 1. Hi, my name is Munir and I read the book The Last of Dragons. The King of Cornwall had one daughter. Every time a princess turned 16, she would have to get tied up to a rock in a dragon's cave. The prince would come, kill the dragon, and save the princess. Now, this princess was the most strongest, boldest, and most skillful princess in England. She did not want to get saved. She was great at fencing. She asked the prince to meet her on the terrace. They talked things over and decided they would both fight the dragon. If you want to read what happens next, this is a great book for you. Check it out. Kids on Book Take 2. My name is Vivi Austin McCoy. My name is Lacey Repke. The book we read is There Was an Old Dragon Who Swallowed a Knight. I think you should read this book if you enjoy the old lady books. At the end of the story, the dragon spits out everything except the knight. He kept swallowing things until he thinks he's been a 10 polite and that maybe he should just have swallowed the knight. I enjoyed it because it was a fun twist on the old lady books. And I think you should read this book because it's funny and I hope you enjoy it too. I liked the book because he spitted everything out at the end. I liked the book because it was funny. I liked the pictures, it was really fun. I learned by reading this book to not swallow anything bad. I like this book and you will too. Check it out. Kids on Books, Take 3. My name is David and the book I read is called The Darkness of Dragons. I think you should read this book if you like dragons, a teensy bit of war and sneakiness. I also think you should read this book if you like magic. I think this book is exciting. It keeps you in suspense. If you do read this book, read the epilogue first. It has a connection to the story. My favorite part of the book was when Quibbly was fighting with Darkstalker because it was really cool and Quibbly was like sneaking around the castle. If you like Harry Potter books, you might like this book as well. I learned that maybe ask an adult first if you don't really know what you're doing. I like this book and you will too. Check it out. Kids on Books, Take 4. My name's Riley, and the book I read is The Library Dragon. This book is when there's a librarian who's a dragon and she's a little crazy about the library. She doesn't let any of the kids touch the books. I like this book, that one part, she made all the kids go through this security thing before they went into the library. There's very good pictures in this. It actually is this one where the book's on fire and there's a bunch of tape on all the books so none of the kids can touch it. I like this book and I bet you will too. Check it out.
Kids on Books, Take 5.
Hi, I'm Allison.
And I'm Ella.
Today's book we're reading is
The Trouble with Dragons.
The world is lived with some beastly dragons with hot breath, and they don't care how much they mess up the oceans.
They harm the earth and gobble up all the food and chop down the trees.
In this wonderful picture book, dragons destroy the earth and don't realize what they've done until the worst comes.
The dragons need to wake up their brains and clean up what they did before it is too late.
I think this is a great book and you should check it out.
It's got everything you want: dragons, trouble, and a whole lot of fun.
Check it out!
Kids on Books, that's a wrap!
I know I'm heading after watching that segment. To the library, of course. Thanks for the recommendations, everyone. Whew, after all that reading, my mind is swelling with so many fantastic stories. I think it's time to get a little creative and make something that's due with today's theme. That's right, boys and girls. It's time to learn to make your very own dragon at home. Not just any old dragon, but a fire-breathing dragon. Check it out.
How to make a fire-breathing dragon. This is my fire-breathing dragon. I named him Flame. Let me show you how to make one so you can play too. The first step into making a fire-breathing dragon is to get an empty toilet paper roll. After you've gotten that, you get some construction paper and you wrap it around like this. Any color you want. And then you get a little tape and tape it. Then add the flames. You get some ribbons of your choice and you tape them to the inside of your dragon. Here's a tip. If you want your dragon to blow out more fire, stick more to the top than to the bottom. You can use anything you want, including ribbons, yarn, other types of streamers. Put them in any way you want. You can put some in the bottom, put some on the top. You can change the color. You can cut some paper out. You can really do anything you want with this dragon. I'm gonna put different colors of streamers in and make it look cool. After this, you can decorate it any way you want. Here are some I made earlier. You can add glitter or any kind of decoration. Then you can add a face. I'm gonna put some pom-poms that are blue and green. I'm gonna put some googly eyes on them. Remember, you can do anything you want with this. You can attach them with glue, which is probably better for the pom-poms. Sometimes it's easier to put the glue on the toilet paper roll than putting the glue on the pom-poms. Then you need to add two little things for his nose. You can use beads, coffee beans, smaller pom-poms, or buttons, or whatever you want. And I'm gonna put some glue on the bead first. Wait for the glue to dry. And that's how you make your fire-breathing dragon.
Dragon, I want your jewel.
No way, mister! Go away!
No. Well then, can you at least touch my marshmallow?
Sure, if that's what you want.
Thank you. Yummy. Would you like a bite?
Sure.
It's so yummy.
Yes, it is. I love marshmallows, but I love my drools more.
But you can have the rest.
Thank you. Nom, 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 nom.
So, how did you turn out? Did any of you out there make a fire-breathing dragon of your very own? If so, share it with us on Facebook. We'd love to see what you came up with. Today we talked about all things dragons. We even saw a few descendants that walk the earth now. But are there any more? There's Snapdragons, that's a flower, Imagine Dragon, that's a music group, and Dragon Ball Z, that's a cartoon. But are there any more? Wait, did I hear someone out there say dragonfly? That's exactly what I was thinking, and so are our friends at SciShow Kids. Let's take a look on a segment they put together about dragonflies. Take a look.
If you've ever been around the water in summer, then there's a pretty good chance that you've seen a dragonfly. These bugs can be big or small and almost any color you can think of, like red, pink, and even purple. But all dragonflies have lots of things in common, even if they look very different from one another. For example, you're right, Squeaks. Dragonflies aren't really dragons at all. They are super strong and super fast, but they won't hurt you, even though their long bodies look kind of like a stinger. Dragonflies don't sting. Dragonflies are insects, just like bees, ants, and ladybugs. Like all insects, dragonflies have 6 legs and 3 main parts to their body. A dragonfly's life starts in an egg. Some dragonflies lay their eggs in plants that grow in or near water, and others lay their eggs right in the water. About a week later, baby dragonflies are born. Young dragonflies are called nymphs, and they live in the water. Like fish and other kinds of animals that live in the water, nymphs use body parts called gills to breathe. But these gills aren't anywhere near their mouths like fish's gills. Can you guess where they are on the nymph's body? That's right, their butt. Can you imagine if we humans breathe from our butts? I'm pretty glad we use our noses and mouths instead. Nymphs can also squirt water out of their backsides to move around quickly, like when they're trying to escape something that wants to eat them. Dragonflies stay as nymphs for about a year, although some kinds of dragonflies stay as nymphs for 5 years. That whole time, the nymphs get bigger and bigger until one day they climb out of the water. The outside of the nymph's shell splits open and an adult dragonfly comes out. Now take a look at the dragonfly nymph compared to the adult. The shapes of their bodies look kind of alike, but there's one thing the adult dragonfly has that the nymph doesn't. Can you guess what it is? Exactly! Wings! The middle part of the dragonfly's body has 4 wings, and they're some of the strongest wings of all insects in the world. They're strong enough to carry some dragonflies the whole way across the ocean. If you've ever seen a dragonfly, you know that they can also fly very fast. They can fly at speeds of about 50 kilometers or 30 miles an hour, as fast as a car driving down the street. They can also hover, which is when they stay in one place while they're in the air, and they can even fly backwards. Dragonflies aren't only awesome flyers though, they're also excellent hunters. They use their flying skills and great eyesight to catch and eat smaller insects, tadpoles, and even small fish. And since they need a lot of energy to fly, they need to eat a lot. If you ate as much as a dragonfly did, you'd have to eat somewhere around 8 boxes of pasta every single day. Some dragonflies are pretty big, and they make kind of a buzzing sound as they fly by, which might make them seem a little scary. But there's really no reason to be afraid of these awesome insects. They won't hurt you. Unlike some other kinds of insects, dragonflies do not sting people. And that buzzing sound you might hear as a dragonfly whizzes by, that's just the sound of their awesome wings moving as they dart through the air. Dragonflies have a very important job to do. A lot of the insects that they eat are ones that people think are pests, like gnats and mosquitoes. By eating lots of these pesky insects, dragonflies help to make sure that there aren't too many of them around, and that's a good thing. So the next time you see a dragonfly, don't forget to say thanks. And thank you for joining us. If you want to keep learning and having fun with Squeaks and me, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time here at the fort.
Well, that's it for today. I hope you had as much fun talking about dragons as I did sharing it with you. Remember, we are here to provide you with fun ideas to read, create, and learn. And don't forget, you could be or do anything you want to as long as you have imagination. We hope you enjoyed today's show and that you come back again to check out what stories and fun things are and mix on the next alphabet soup.